I had a student come to me last week and ask me if there was a reason why the frog was able to kind of hack his way across the edge and then around and make it to the finish line. And when I looked at his screen, the cars were going 100 miles an hour. You couldn't even see them. And yet he could pretty consistently come right to the edge, go right along. Oh, there, sorry, you died. Um, but he somehow had found a way where he could always get around the side and win. And so he asked me how to make it so that the cars could drive right off the screen. And in all honesty, it's remarkably easy to do. So let's just shrink this down. With our cars, and we've always said if we were touching the edge, then we needed to go back and teleport back to that other position. But this has always been the root of the problem, that touching edge. Really what we want to do is we want to be able to drive to a certain X value, and you'll see right at the edge of the screen the X value is usually around 240. So what I would suggest that you do is we'll just use an operator. I'll use a less than operator, and with our less than operator we can say if the number is greater than 240. So it really depends on which side you want to do this on. I'm going to say 250 just to make it interesting. And then we're going to go to motion, and one of the bottom choices in motion is the X position, and it's just the plain old X position. So if the X position is greater than 250 or 250 is less than the X position, then teleport back. And in this case, I'm going to teleport right back off the other side of the screen. So I'm going to teleport to negative 250. Now the Y value is what tells it which lane to go into. So I don't want to mess with the Y values, leave those alone. Okay, and I can throw this touching away. And then just give that a good test. So this is the blue car, is the only one that I've changed so far. And I'm going to give this guy a test. And now let's see, is he able to drive off the screen? Yes. And then he reappears sort of off the screen. He doesn't go all the way off the screen. For some reason, the program really doesn't want vehicles to go all the way off and get lost, but at least it gives a much more realistic simulation. I have discovered, because I experimented with a bunch of numbers, that I tried, instead of 250 here, I've tried 280. For some large vehicles like buses, it will work, but then when it changes costume to a smaller vehicle, all of a sudden it'll get stuck and hung up, and you'll just see this vehicle just sitting there at the edge. And that's because it is not allowing, somehow, some kind of safety net built into the program is not allowing it to drive all the way to whatever number it is you've set up, so it can't trigger it to come back again. So just try those numbers out in different ways, and what you'll hopefully find is you'll find one that fits all the costumes on your vehicle. If you have more than 3 costumes on your vehicle, then you'll have to double check for each one of those costumes. But that's a really, really simple way. Just those 2 little quick changes right there, and now your vehicles can drive off the screen. Enjoy!